classes. Welcome back to our second session on the practical geometry class. So before going back to the topic, I hope you have watched my first video. You know what all we have done and what is the next process, what we'll be doing today, right? Okay, so here we go. Before that, let's tell you what is Swiflearn, what we are doing here. Right. Okay. So Swiflearn is a company which gives 100% interactive classes. What does this 100% interactive classes means? This means that we are here to teach you live. So you can ask each and every doubt there and then, and that is solved by us. Okay. Second most important point is that we give a personalized attention batch with maximum of 6 students. So what is there, like in a school or in an institute, there are many number of students sitting there, right? So as a teacher, even if when we are teaching at school, it's a problem to look at each and every student and sort it out at the very moment, right? So when we have less number of students, we are able to concentrate more on their learning power. What are their doubts? So this, making a batch with a limited number of students, give us a chance to understand where do you stand and what are your doubts, okay? Third important thing is that we have an academic mentor team to track work on students' progress. So what do? We track your work, your classwork, what you're doing in the session, what is your homework, how do you do it later, what we give you for practice. So each and everything is tracked so we can know that are you performing good in the class, have you understood the topic, and when you're going back after the session, are you able to solve those questions on your own, right? And if you're not, then we know it, where do you stand, so that we can concentrate more before proceeding ahead, right? And we also cover the syllabus as per school examination schedule. So if you have an exam on Monday, okay, you can tell us prior to that. We will cover that subjects, topic, everything beforehand. So you're prepared for the school. And we also do customized handling requests. So if you say that, ma'am, this topic, I'm very sure, I know it, I don't want to study this. Can you, instead of telling me how to study this topic, can you tell me some other topic? So we can do that for you. So it's everything is done at the student's convenience. Okay, there is nothing pre-planned or a schedule. We have everything in hand. Whatever you will say, we'll give it to you. All right. So Swiflearn that's why this company is known as the India's most sincere learning destination for classes 3 to 10. Yes, we teach students from class 3 to 10. So everyone present there watching the video and it's there in these classes can kindly join in with us. All right. And the most important features that we think make us sit apart from rest of the ones who are teaching, right? So that is that we have a detailed progress report. So you have the statistics, graphs, everything there on your profile. When you log in with us on your profile, there is all the records from the first day, what you stand, where were you there, maybe on the top, but I'm sure that if you're on the top, there is someone more ahead than you. Right. So why not compete with them and make our graphs going high and higher? Not even the graph. The thing is that we are able to understand the topic more deeply. Exactly why is it invented? Why is there is a need for this, right? Normally what's happened is we all get the theoretical work. Okay, you have to do this, we have to do that, but we don't get the practical knowledge. Why are we studying? What is the use of it in our future? So these practical things are also covered in our Swiflearn company, the course which we teach. So we take this very importantly that the person or the student who is studying with us, he knows what is the practical way. Why are we using it? How was it invented? All right. And the second thing is that Swiflearn Academic Team test series, it's a SATs that keeps on going on the national and international levels. So you can participate in that. You can work and score good, learn more from us so that you know where do you stand in the world and in the competitive world, right? We also give to tell you that we give unlimited practice tests. So there are n number of practice tests which we are giving you. So you can go ahead and practice as many sets of questions you want, we will give you. So they will not say that, no, we have given you 10 or 20. No, we don't have, we ourselves don't have that limit. So each and every day we keep on adding those in the list. So every day you'll get a new test papers and everything is already there. So we'll keep on giving and adding. Then the last thing is the subjective test for the school exams. See, the school exams are not multi-choice. They are not MCQs. They are not just one word, give the answer and sort it. No, right? In the board exams, in the school exams, you have to write each and every word, each and every sentence, especially in mathematics, each and every step. So that step counts. If you don't get the exact answer, but your half of the question is correct, so you get half of the marks, right? This is what happens. So each and every step is very important. So we take care of that you write each and every step really very good, what is required. And directly giving the answer is not the motive, right? Knowing it, how to do it, and how the school examination, how the school people want it, that is also important. So we take that also in consideration. So I hope you understand and you think that we are doing a good work. So kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit on the bell icon so that you never miss any update. You never miss classes, but we teachers are teaching you, right? We want you there with us. Yeah? Great then. Hope to see you and you have hit this bell icon. Yeah, great. So let's start the session. Today's session is Practical Geometry Part 2. So I already said, and I read, if you have not seen my one part, kindly go and check that out too. And I'll cover that, revise something, so you'll able to connect right now as well. So construction of quadrilateral under different scenarios. So today we'll do how to construct a quadrilateral in which we have different scenarios. We have already discussed the two scenarios in my previous video, and today we'll do the next ones. All right. Okay, so today's objective is to recall measurements that we require to construct a quadrilateral. We will recall what is required, what all we have done, then how to construct a quadrilateral in different scenarios. So there are so many types of questions we ask, so we get confused. How to solve it? What is the scenario, how to proceed, in which, what should I do, right? So for this, we are also giving you mind mapping for the practical geometry. So whenever you're going out, giving your exam, just go to this map that will be given by me in the end of the session before I end it. Okay, so I'll explain that map again with you, and with that map, just going it's just a revision. So when you revise it, you know how to proceed and you will not have a problem. So each and every different types of questions are covered in that map. So it's a key. Okay, all right, so let's start. Till now, we seen that the construction of quadrilateral needs two conditions, right? We have done with the two conditions. What were they? When all the sides were given, right? They were given, a diagonal was given, and the three sides were given. And the other case was when two diagonals were given and the sides were given. But now we'll move ahead with the third one, which is most commonly regarding as a quadrilateral. They are the unique ones. So they are when two adjacent sides and three angles are given. So two adjacent sides, okay, and three angles are given. The second, so this is the third one, all right. And the fourth one would be when three sides and two included angles are given, all right. And the other one is when other special properties are given. So there are some special properties, like sometimes it says the question has not the limited, the things which we require. We think it's incomplete. How can I draw it? I'm stuck. But we don't realize that there are some properties that are already predefined. So we have to use those properties and construct the quadrilaterals. All right, let's see. Okay. I was waiting that let someone join in. Let's wait for a couple of seconds so that I can proceed. There are some students there to study with me. All right, so let's take these constructions one by one. So first one we'll take is when two adjacent sides and three angles are given. So the question says, construct a quadrilateral MIST, where MI is 3.5 centimeter, IS is 6.5 centimeter, angle M is 75 degree, angle I is 105 degree, and angle S is 120 degree. So in this case, what is happening is I know two sides, MI and IS, and I know the angle M, angle I, and angle S. So how do we proceed? Let's see. So first, the foremost thing is that whenever you get the construction questions, kindly make a rough sketch. That is very important, okay? Whenever you will make a rough sketch, you will realize that what are the informations given and which is the best option for me to start from. All right, when you know the starting point, you know what are given, and then making a construction is very easy. You will not be stuck in any of the questions. So let's visualize how does this quadrilateral look. We have taken a rough sketch now, and let's see how to proceed. See, that's MIST, a quadrilateral, where MI is given 3.5, IS is given 6.5, angle M, angle I, and angle S are given already, and we have drawn that. Okay, so how to proceed? What will we do first? Okay, so here we go. For this, we have to locate the point to choose as a base. So what do I choose as a base? That is the first most question. According to you, what you should choose as a base? You can choose MI. In this, you can choose IS. Whichever you want, you can choose or not. Think over it before giving an answer. You can choose any of the side or not. See, we always prefer that we can choose, in this particular case, you can choose any of the sides which is given. That will not be a problem. Okay, so just remember, when two sides are given, you and where two angles are given, you can choose that. Where you have more information. In this side, you have only one angle. You don't know the measurement of the side. So choosing this would not help me. Same goes with this side, T and M or MT. In this, I know the angle, but I don't know the side. So only I have the information on the right hand side. I know MI, I know both the angles. Similarly, I know IS and I know both the angles. So I can choose MI or IS. Whichever you want, you can choose it. That will not be a problem. But currently, I am choosing IM. So let's see what happens. So I have made IM 3.5 centimeters. Okay. And at the location of I, it says that you have to draw an angle of 105 degree. So how do we draw an angle? So for that, you will need a compass. Okay. Taking a compass, you can open any amount of length you want. It can be an arbitrary length. You don't know. You don't need to look at the scale and measure it also. All right, if you're very sure that you will not move it, but if you think that there are chances that you can move it, so it's a best advice for you is take this for 2 centimeters. Take a scale, all right, and measure it by putting this point on the 0 and bringing it to 2 centimeters. Let me do it in front of you. See, this is exactly 2 centimeters. So I've got this 2 centimeters now. Whenever suppose I'm able to remove it, I'm not able to get exact. So I know I have measured 2 centimeters. So anyway, whenever I have a doubt, I don't have to erase whole the geometrical figure which I have made. Instead, I can use this scale and exactly know what measurement I was using at the first point. So this is the tip which I'm giving you so that you never erase it and you're easily getting your measurement exactly what you want in the degree. Using the compass, you can, with the compass, you can make it, and using a D, you can check it. Okay. All right, so let's go. Now I have taken this. See, I've moved it, so I don't know what it is. So I can again go and check what I wanted. I wanted 2 centimeters. So here we go. I got it. I got 2 centimeters. What will I do? I'll put this pointed tip as a center at the eye. Okay, and draw one arc. I'll draw this arc first. I'll use different colors to specify what I'm talking about. Okay. So this will be my center. I'll make first the whole arc. This one. Can you see this arc? Yeah, I'll draw this arc first using this one, like a semicircle. All right. After doing that, what will I do? I'll put this point again using the same. You will not change it now. You'll put it here at this point. Suppose I'm saying this point is P. You'll put the compass at this point and make this arc. This would be your first step. The first step is making I as a center and drawing as an arc. Second step is making P as a center and drawing an arc that is cutting this arc. All right. The third step would be making this arc as your center. I'll say, okay, let me Q. So what are you doing? You are making Q as a center and drawing this arc. What is happening actually? Are you realizing? Do you know it? I think you know it. This is pretty easy and you have already done it in before classes, but let me remind it. Whatever the first arc you will make, you are making an angle of 60 degree. So the next you cut it, you are making an angle of 60 degree again. That means you have total here. If you join these lines like this, so you're making an angle of how much? 120 degree. Do I want that? No, I want 105 degree. So I know it is less than 120. But to make that, I would need a help of the 90 degree. Why and how to proceed before, let me tell you. See, when we make this, right? This is the center. I made a semicircle arc. Let me a line. Let this be O, this be P, all right, and this be Q. Now being this at the center and P, Q, I have made an arc, all right, it is an arc. Okay, now taking P as a center, I'll make this angle, this will be 60 degree. Again putting here, I'll make this angle, this will be 120 degree. And then suppose if I put it here, then it comes out to here that I know it's 180 degree, right? So this is what is happening. Now, how to make 90 degree if I want something to be perpendicular. So how to go about it? So for this, I know 60 and 120. What is 60 degree plus 120 degree? That comes out to be 180 degree. And if I do the angle bisector, what does that mean? If I divide the angle between this, so what I'm doing, I'm dividing equally. That means I'm dividing it by 2. I get 90 degree. This is what the calculation says. And I'm just following the calculation. The mathematical calculation will help me to solve this. Okay, I need the sum of this. I need these two sum and by, like I have to angle bisect it, right? Bisect it. So I means I have to divide it by 2. So what will I do? I'll put my compass at this point. I'll put my compass at this point first and draw an arc. I will not change the compass. Remember that, okay? The second is I'll put it here and draw an arc here. So when I realize that this is a perpendicular, this line, when I join it, this is exact 90 degree, which I'm talking about. Okay. Now I know the 90 degree. I know 120 degree. So 90 degree is also there. 120 degree is also there. Now I know the gap between this is 30 degree. Right. You can do it by this addition method as well, but otherwise you can think it this way also, that 60 and 120, they have a gap of 30, right? They have a gap of 60. And when I divide that 60 into 2, I get 30. I can think like that also, that 60 degree and 120 degree has a gap of 30 degree, right? How? Has a gap of 60 degree. Then this gap, I'll divide by 2. Then I'll get 30 degree. So by this, adding 60 plus 30, I'm able to get the 90 degree. You can take it like this also. This is the second method of thinking it. Okay. Moving on to the next thing is, now I need 105 degree. How to proceed? Now I know I have got these angles, that is 90 and 120. So 90 and 20, they both have a gap of 30. I know when I'll divide, I'll do angle bisector of 30. I'll divide by 2. I'll get 15 degree. So 90 degree plus 15 degree comes out to be 105 degree. This is what I want. Okay. So this is what we are doing here. What will I do? I will take this from 90. I'll cut an angle, make an arc. From 120, I'll make an arc. Okay, and this is what will be this side. This whole angle will be what? 105 degree. This is 0 degree and this will be 105 degree. All right, this is what we are doing here. I'll repeat again what we are doing it here. Okay. See, remembering how to do it is very easy. Just do the simple calculations. Just see what number, the degree we have asked in the question and how are we getting it. Okay. And the second most rule, it is that whichever degree which we are talking about, if we have to make it with compass, it has to come in 15 degree. Okay. Just remember that if it is coming in 15 stable, it is divisible by 15, it is divisible there, then we are able to draw it with a compass. Otherwise, we'll need a protractor or D to make it. All right. Now, moving back to the question, at I, it wants 105 degree. Making I as a center, I draw this arc. Okay. This was the first step. Then I labeled this as P. Then the second step was that making P as a center, draw this arc. This arc is 60 degree. Then draw one more arc. This becomes 120 degree. All right. The third step is putting the point here, drawing this arc and putting at this intersection point. Then putting it here and drawing this arc. Okay. And this is what it is called the perpendicular 90 degree, exact 90 degree. Why have I drawn a dotted line? Because I don't need this degree. This is for my help. I don't need it. Okay. So when I don't need something, I'll draw it dotted line. Clear? Now, what will I do is do an angle bisector of 90 and 120. This is what is happening. I'm putting it at this point, drawing an arc. I think now it'll be okay. Okay, I'm putting at this point. I can draw an arc up. If I want, I can go at this point because this is also 90 so that I know exactly small arcs. So what I'm doing, I'm putting it here, making an arc here, putting it here, making an arc here. So what is I'm doing? I'm making this whole IS and this angle is 105 degree. Clear now? How have we got 105 degree? All right, now proceeding ahead. Now, at S, I need 120 degree. I think now this is very easy. You know how to make 120 by now. So what are you doing? You're taking S as a center, drawing an arc. With the same measurement, you'll put this as a center, let it be A, and you will draw an arc. This comes out to be 60 degree. Making B as a center, draw an arc. That comes out to be 120 degree, 60 plus 60, 120. Now this, let it be C. So you are joining S, C. You're crossing it S from C and making a line. We'll draw a ray. What will I draw? I'll draw a ray. This is the end point and this is no end point. One end point and second, it keeps on extending. We call it a ray, right? So we'll draw a ray SY. Now, how will I know where is the point Y? On this whole line, it is a big ray. How will I know at which distance is it Y? So for that, it's already given that the distance between these two is it given to me? Yes, it is given to me that the distance between this is 6.5, right? This is given and this distance was given to me 3.5. So what will I do? I'll draw a line, 3.5, I know it already. I'll make an angle of 75 degree. How will I make an angle of 75 degree? Is pretty easy. How to proceed? First, again, starting this at the center, put it here, draw an arc, then this would be 60, then again, this will be 60. 60 plus 60 will give me, this was 120, and 60 and 20 will give me a perpendicular with the help of which I can draw a 90-degree angle, right? With 90 degree and 60 degree. I know this is 60 degree. I know this is 90 degree. I know the gap is 30 degree. So if I do an angle bisector of these angle, I'll get 15 degree. I already know till here, this distance is 60. So that comes out to be 60 plus 15. That comes out to be 75 degree. All right. So what will I do after drawing this 90 degree? Then I will do the angle bisector. From 90 and 60, I'll draw two arcs and I'll find the intersecting point. From that intersecting point, I'll make a ray MY. I'll make a ray. Okay. Now I know this angle is 75 degree. I know this angle is 105 degree. I know this is at a distance of 6.5 centimeter. So I can draw the straight line and make it 6.5 centimeter. All right. And then I know 120 degree and then I'm making a ray. So this at the point at which these two rays MY and XY are meeting, at this point is the T point which we are looking for, the fourth point. All right. Okay. Moving on to the next question. The next question says that now you have to draw and tell me. You can give it on the chat box. I can see it there. Which will you choose first? Which is the base side? Okay. Construct a quadrilateral ABCD where AB is 5 centimeter, BC is 3 centimeter, angle A is 120 degree, angle B is 110 degree, and angle C is 90 degree. So how to proceed? First, the first most thing is to draw a rough sketch, right? Okay, so here is the rough sketch. I know AB, BC, CD, and AD. Now, I know how to draw 120 degree. I do not know how to draw 110 degree because it is not divisible by 15. So I know my compass will not make 110 degree. Okay. I can do it, but that is a technical part which is not covered in your course. So just relax. Kindly use a D or a protractor for this. So you have this. You can put this center point at B. Okay. B at the center and go ahead and draw it at 110 degree. Whenever you are there, okay, I'll start from here. I am coming out to be 110 degree here. Okay. So by making it 110 degree, make a point, put a point over here and make a ray. Now, you know AB, that is 5 centimeter. You know how to draw 120 degree. You know how to draw 110 degree. Now, where will I draw the point C? This comes a question. See, for that, what you have to do is, I know the distance is 3 centimeter. So I'll put B as a center and draw an arc. I'll draw an arc. I'll directly not use the scale here. So I'll take my compass, measure with the scale that it is 3 centimeter, then put it at the B point and draw an arc. So the arc and the point of intersection is the C point. Now from here, we know how to make a perpendicular. 90 degree, it's easy. Make a big arc. You'll cut 60, then you'll cut, this will be 120. Then you'll make an angle bisector that comes out to be 90 degree. Then you can draw a ray, okay, at the point C. You'll start making a ray. Then from point A, you have already made an A ray at the point at which these two rays meet. This will be the point D, okay? And this is A, B, C, D. So these are the 4 points which we are requiring for this quadrilateral. Clear with this? Is it easy? Okay, so let's move on to the second question. I know it's a little technical, but it's okay. When you solve it, give it a shot. Once or twice, practice, we will able to do it. Okay, when three sides and two angles are given. So in a quadrilateral ABCD, AB, BC, CD is given to me. Angle A is 105, angle C is 80 degree. So in this case, I know three sides. Earlier, I knew only two adjacent sides and three angles. But here I know the three sides, but two angles. So end of the day, what are we using? We are using five things for measuring a quadrilateral. How to draw a quadrilateral? We need five things. Sometimes we are using four sides, one diagonal, right? Sometimes we are using three sides, two diagonals. Sometimes we are using two sides, three angles. Now we are using three sides, two angles. So end of the day, we need five things. Okay. So how to proceed? First most thing, make a rough sketch, right? So here we go. We have made this rough sketch. We know AB 4 centimeter, BC 5 centimeter, CD 6.5 centimeter. AD is a straight line. I'm just joining it, right? I don't know the angle actually. Now, this is 105 degree and this is 80 degree. Now, how will we proceed? Which side will you choose first is the first most question. Just remember, what will you choose first? Will you choose AB, BC, CD, or D? Think over it. Yes, what will you choose? Okay, let's see. If you have chosen AB, then I would say, okay, that was right. You can make it from that also, but that was not a good choice. The best option, if you choose BC, then it's the perfect choice which you have made. And then you will not have any problem. Why I'm saying this is, C, I already know angle B and I know angle C. So I know by choosing this as a baseline, I will get both the angles. I'll know it. Then I can find out, figure it out what length I need. But making an angle at some other place where there's not a baseline, it becomes a little tough, becomes difficult. Okay, so let's make BC as a 5 centimeter. We can make this line segment using a scale. Then I know how to draw angle B 105 degree that we have already done in the previous question. Okay, I can repeat it here. We can make this angle arc, then this cutting it first would be 60 degree, then again 120, and then making a angle bisector that comes out to be 90 degree. Drawing it dotted line because I do not need 90. It's just for my reference so that I know the intersection point. Now 90 and 120, they have a gap of 30. I know when I divide by 2, it comes out to be 15, right? 90 plus 15 comes out to be 105 degree. So the point at which now these two arcs meet would be the point from where I will cross my ray, starting from B and going to the end point, which I don't know. It's a ray. So I'm labeling that ray as BX. Okay. Now, I know the angle C also. The angle C is 80 degree. But I know that C cannot be made with a compass. So for that, I will use a protractor. Okay. I'll put at the point C and make an angle of 80 degree. Clear with this? This is easy. Now I know that the distance from the point C to D is 6.5 centimeter. So for this, I will use my compass again, put C as a center, and make an arc of a distance 6.5 centimeter. So the point of intersection would be the point D. Now I know the point D, right? And similarly, the same way, when I was making an ray, I know the distance of AB is 4 centimeters. So I'll make B as a center and draw an arc at A of 4 centimeters. Okay. By this, I am able to get A and B. I can join these two lines, these 2 points, and I'll get a line. And this is what is the quadrilateral that we want. The quadrilateral which is required is A, B, C, D, where 2 angles are given and the 3 sides are given. So what do we do? First, we'll take the base and choose the base wisely with both the angles. Okay. Then using a compass with that measurement, just cut an arc on both the sides with the respective lengths which is given in the question. Whatever the point of intersection you get on the top, just join that. Clear? I hope it's getting clear now. Okay. Now this is a question. Give it a shot. Construct a quadrilateral PQRS where QR is 6 centimeter, RS is 5 centimeter, PS is 4 centimeter. Angle S is 100 degree and angle R is 120 degree. So let's make a rough sketch first. Okay. So it says make a quadrilateral. Okay. P, Q, R, S. QR 6 centimeter, RS 5 centimeter, PS 4 centimeter, angle 6, 100 degree, angle R 120 degree. I don't know what is there at P and Q, right? So it's pretty easy. What will you take as a base? Yes, what will you take as a base? All right, well done. The base you'll take as SR. So SR would be your baseline. SR, and this will be 5 centimeter. Now I have to draw 120 degree. I know I can use the compass, open it around 2 centimeter or whatever you want. I prefer 2 centimeters or I prefer 1 also depending on the length of this line. Okay. So 2 centimeter, I'll cut an arc 60. Then again, I'll cut the arc 120. So this is the where it will be 120. I have to draw a straight line. Okay. It's not a dotted line. I need this line, ray. I'll draw it as a ray. Let it label it as Y. Okay. I've labeled it as Y. I don't know why my pen has stopped working. All right, Y, great. Now I know the distance from R and Q is 6 centimeters. So I'll make R as a center and cut an arc at a length of 6 centimeters. This point will be my Q. I got it? This is 6 centimeters. Okay, I got my point Q. Let's look for the point P. Before that, I know this is an angle of 100 degree. But I also know that I cannot make the angle 100 degree with the compass because 100 does not come in 15 stable. Pretty easy. So it does not come, then I can use a protractor and I'll draw an angle of 100 degree. All right. This is 100 degree, suppose. All right. And then I know this is 4 centimeter. Using a compass, putting it at air, I can make an arc at 4 centimeters. I know I have made it very big. It looks more like a 6 centimeter. It has to be a little lower one because it is 4. Okay, so let's suppose this is 4 centimeters. I made this point P. I got the point P. Now I can join these to P and Q. And this is a required quadrilateral PQRS. Clear? All right. So these were the 2 scenarios in which we are able to make a quadrilateral. Now there are some special cases in which we think the information is not given to us, but instead we have to use the properties which are predefined. Like the question says, to draw a quadrilateral, we measure 5 measuring things, right? That's what I mentioned you. So we need 5 things before. But if we can also draw a quadrilateral when there are less number of things given to us. And these are called the special cases. And that we are going to start. So how to draw the things when we have less? So saying that draw a square of side 4.5 centimeter. How can I draw a square of 4.5 centimeter? The precise square. See, even if I think I just know the one side, then I'm wrong. All the sides of the square are equals. That means I know all the 4 sides. Right. And what the angle is there at the each point? It is right, 90 degree. So they are all perpendicular to each other. So in this question, I know more than what is required instead. Beforehand, we were thinking that we are just given just one side, but directly or indirectly, the question is telling us more than what is required. We needed 5 things, but we are getting 8. I'm not knowing all the 4 sides that they're equal, and I know all the 4 angles, they're also equal, that is 90 degrees. So I know 8 things. So now constructing a square will not be a problem for me, right? Let's see. What is it? I can take any side I want. I'll take AB 4.5. Then I'll draw a perpendicular. I'll draw 90 degree. I can use a D. All right. How will I use it? I'll make this as a point. I'll make a compass, make it an arc. This 60, this 60, 120. Then angle bisector that becomes to be perpendicular 90 degree. Draw a ray. I can draw a ray first. Okay. I'm so sorry. It has to be straight, right? Okay, so I'll draw a ray because I know where it will end, right? So this is what is happening. Then at the same way, I'll make the 90 degree here, and then I'll make a ray here also. Okay, now I know the distance is 4.5. I'll open a compass once, 4.5, put it at B, make an arc here. I don't have to measure it again because it's a square. That makes my work easy. Just kindly draw an arc. Now I know the point of intersection C and D, and then I can join them. Right? Easy now? This was pretty easy because here I've got more than the information I need. Okay. Moving on to the second question. Is it possible to construct a rhombus ABCD where AC is 6 centimeters and BD is 5 centimeters? Justify your answer. So now the question says that is it possible to construct a rhombus? Is it possible to construct a rhombus where ABCD, AC is 6 centimeter, BD is 5 centimeters? Is it easy? Can we construct a rhombus? Okay, first let's see what is given to me. I'll make A, B, C, D. I made more looking like a square, but imagine it like it's a rhombus. But I know the diagonals here, right? I know the diagonal here. This is 6 centimeter. This is 7 centimeter, but I don't know the sides. So is it possible? Yes, it is. See, we'll go to the back what we studied as rhombus. When we studied the properties of rhombus. It says that both the diagonals are bisecting each other. They are perpendicular, right? So that means when they are meeting at this point, this is the center point of this line AD. Let it be O. That means here it will be 3.5 centimeter. Here will be 3.5 centimeter. Same goes with AC. Here will be 3 centimeter. Here will be 3 centimeter. So will it help me? What will it help me doing? See, now this will help me to draw the rhombus. Let's see how. I just want to know this property and then I'm sorted. I can do it. Only 2 diagonal measurements is needed. So a rhombus property is that it is a perpendicular bisector of one side. So first draw AC 6 centimeter and construct it. And let meet at O. Now cut off 3 centimeter lengths on each of the sides and draw a bisector. What will I do? I'll draw this line first, make a center C and draw an angle bisector. What will I do? I'll draw 90 degree. How will I do that? See, there are 2 ways of doing it. First of all, what you will do is you will make this B and D. Okay, this is 6 centimeters. How to make exact 90 degree that comes in the center is make this arc little ahead of this. Go a little ahead and then make an arc on the top. Make an arc at the bottom as well. Now put the center taking D, not changing the measurement. You make this arc and you make this arc. This is what we will do. And this line which will cross from here, okay, the line which will cross from this point to this point will be a straight line. And this straight line will cut the line BD in equal parts, 3 degree, 3 centimeter, 3 centimeter. And the angle that they will make is 90 degree. All right. This is what is an angle bisector. The other way will be that you make 3 centimeter, you make 6 centimeters, this being a point, and you make a 90 degree here. Okay. Then also you will know exactly how the line will go. It will bisect. So by doing this, I will able to get the bisecting lines at both the direction, up and down. Okay. This will help me. The other way will make me a problem in doing it one side, and second side you may get stuck. So by this, now you know the angle bisector. You know this. Now you know what is the distance of this. This is 3.5. This is 3.5. I know I can make paying this point 3.5 here, 3.5 here. Now I can join all the 4 sides and I'm able to get the rhombus. Clear with this? Yeah. All right. Moving on to the next question. Now this is your homework. Kindly solve it. Try to do it. A square that says REED with RE is equals to 5.1 centimeter. So you have to draw the square where one side is given. Do you think only in this question is incomplete now? No, right? More than the required information is given to me. So how to proceed? Yes. How will we proceed? Yes, we will take RE as a baseline, then make a 90 degree angle perpendicular line at R and E, then cut the angle at 5.5 centimeters. Okay. After cutting that, you get a line straight. Okay. Then you can join these 2 lines. Clear? And then you are able to get a square of READ. Clear with this? Yeah. Okay. Moving on, the second question says a rhombus whose diagonals are 5.2 centimeter and 6.4 centimeter long. So you have to draw a rhombus where diagonals are given. You know how to do it? Yes. So when a diagonal is given and a rhombus with the diagonal is given, I know that there are 2 lines, right? The rhombus, the diagonals intersect each other at a perpendicular. So I'll draw a rhombus. Now labeling is not given, so I can choose whatever I want. I can take A, B, C, D. So I know the diagonal AC is 5.2 and diagonal BD is 6.4. Okay. Now when I know this diagonal ABCD, I know that they are intersecting at a perpendicular. All right. So that means the side is getting divided in equal measurement. So now I know what will be this side, what will be that side. Can you do that? Making an angle bisector, joining those lines, joining all the points, then you are able to draw a rhombus. Okay, great. Now, this is the map which I was talking about in the starting of the class. I told you that I'll give you a map that will solve all the questions and you will not have any doubt. So these are the key things that you need to follow, the steps that will make the work easy for you. All right. So let's go ahead. The practical geometry in which we say is construction of a quadrilateral. So how do you construct a quadrilateral? The first thing which we did was 4 sides were given and 1 diagonal was given. So can you see here? The graph is going 4 sides and 1 diagonal is given to you. So when 4 sides and 1 diagonal is given, that means the first diagonal is drawn. So what we'll do, we'll first draw the diagonal line. Then rest of the sides can be made very easily. Then the sides are drawn with the help of a compass. Clear with this? Now, when 3 sides and 2 angles are given, then we start the side for which both angles are given. When 2 angles are given and 3 sides are given, so we normally choose the side where both the angles are given. Then drawing the quadrilateral of the remaining 2 sides becomes very easy because you know the distance. Just cut the arc and you're sorted, right? Moving on to the next one, it says, when 2 adjacent sides and 3 angles are given. Now I know only 2 sides, but I know 3 angles. So I know end of the day 5 things. So for this, start with the side which has both the angles given. Then draw quadrilateral for the remaining data. What is it? When you know a line, 2 angles are given, you can draw those 2 angles, and then you can go ahead with that distance and draw the third angle at the air on the top, right? And then wherever those 2 rays meet each other, that is the point of the 4th quadrilateral point that we need. Okay, when 2 diagonals and 3 sides are given. So this we draw it with side-side property where 1 diagonal and 2 sides are given. So what will happen is you will make a side-side triangle, right? 1 diagonal and 2 sides are given. So you can make it. With the help of those 2 points as a diagonal and a triangle is being formed, you can find out the which point? The 4th point by knowing what the distance it is and cutting the arcs at the same distance and joining them. Now moving on to the special cases that says, given are some special cases, when it is a square or when it is a rhombus. When it is a square, only one side is given. We know the properties of the square. That is, all the 4 sides are equal, all the 4 angles are equal, that is 90 degree. Clear with this? Moving on to the rhombus. When the rhombus, only 2 diagonals are given. When 2 diagonals are given, we know the property of the diagonals of the rhombus that they intersect each other at and making a perpendicular angle. So what will happen is you will make a side and make a perpendicular angle and divide the side in an